Yo, what's going on, YouTube family? It's your man Jeremy Doodoo here, and in this video I want to talk about a question that somebody asked me recently that follows me on my YouTube channel. They asked me, Jeremy, how did you know that you wanted to be a designer over being a developer? They know about my story. I took a web development immersive course at General Assembly where I learned about front-end and back-end development. But now I'm on this path of being a UX designer. How the hell did I choose UX design, and why did I choose that? I know that a lot of folks after the pandemic, they might be asking themselves a lot of the same questions, like, what are the pros and cons of working as a designer over being a developer, vice versa? How do I know that I want to be a designer, or how do I know if I want to be a developer, and those sorts of things. And you might be asking yourself all these questions while still having a job, still having responsibilities, and that could be an overwhelming feeling and a disabling feeling, because when there are so many different decisions to make, you don't make no decisions at all. So let me tell you a little bit about my story if you're going through that sort of chaos right now, and hopefully you can glean some light from it. So early on in my career, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I knew that I was passionate about being creative, but I didn't know where I wanted to apply that creativity. I was doing coding, I was doing design. In terms of design, I was doing a lot of illustration work, a lot of animations. What else was I was doing UI design work. I was coding up sites. I did back-end development, so I was touching a little bit of everything, but I was really unfocused and unclear about the direction of my life or what craft I wanted to focus on. Anytime I spoke to a hiring manager, I was upfront about that, and I could show through my work that I was passionate, but I just needed guidance. And one of those mentors hired me, and he taught me everything that I knew about front-end development, that I know about front-end development today. But he also taught me a lot of the principles and foundational elements of UX. And when I was working under him, it was sort of like an apprenticeship. He would allow me to work on personal projects on the job, and he would let me do assignments at work. And whenever I would make mistakes, he would sort of jump in like a sensei. And that was a blessing for me because it allowed me to learn more about myself and where I wanted to go long term. And what I noticed from doing that was that I felt like design took me out of my comfort zone, whereas doing development work kept me comfortable. It kept me too comfortable, to the point that I felt a little bit unhappy that I was so comfortable. I'm somebody who thrives on discomfort. I feel like that's the only way to grow. And the reason that I've stuck to design all these years later is because I want to be somebody who's in a leadership position at some point where I can employ people, right? Or I think that I want to start my own business. I don't know what sort of business I want to start yet, but I think that in order to do both of those things, you have to be able to be a great communicator. And design has allowed me to flex those muscles of being a communicator, because I constantly have to present my ideas to people and get critiqued. I have to give presentations on my work and show where I'm at in each project, like the stage that I'm at. And doing those sorts of things does not come naturally to me, right? Like I just recently made a video on being an introverted designer. So each day that I show up to work, I feel like I'm almost going to the gym and I'm flexing a muscle that I'm trying to strengthen day after day, right? In order to reach that long-term goal, I'm flexing and I'm flexing, right? It's uncomfortable, but that's what gives me comfort now, is just being uncomfortable. And that might sound crazy to a lot of folks, but I feel like in order to become the human being that you want to be, you have to just let go all the fear and let God take care of that, right? So I know that I'll get there one day. I know that I'll get to those goals, but the only way to get there is by working on myself day after day, mastering myself, right? Whereas when I was doing a lot of development work, I felt like I could get into a good flow state and code for 5 to 8 hours, but I noticed that I was isolating myself even more. I wasn't getting better at my communication skills, and overall I didn't feel like I was happy with my life. Even though it was something that I was getting really good at, I wasn't happy with my life and where I was going whenever I would focus on development for a period of time, right? So I know that for some people, they love being in that flow state. They love being alone. They love thriving in that sort of environment. So if that's something that you know about yourself, then I think that being a developer would be great for you, because even as you work in your day-to-day job, you might enhance the skills that you want, where you're able to create your own product. And one of the things that keeps people from creating their own product is just not having the technical knowledge to do it, right? So if you have the technical knowledge, or you know enough to hire somebody else who can do that thing that you want to create, then that puts you in a really good position, right? But that wasn't something that I wanted to do for myself in the end. I knew that I wanted to be creatively limitless, but you know, in terms of growing as a human being, I didn't see myself doing that through the development work. But being a designer has allowed me to grow into the sort of human being that I want to see for myself. Somebody who's a better leader, somebody who can empathize with folks on a deeper level. And yeah, hopefully it gets me to that stage in my life where I feel, you know, like I'm in a position where I'm able to do the things that I envision myself doing. So yeah, guys, I hope that gives you some clarity around how I approached it. I know that another thing before I end the video, I know a lot of folks go into those first roles or apply to those first positions, especially since the market is very competitive right now, thinking that they have to know everything, right? But what I've found in my career is that when you focus on your strengths and you're humble enough to be honest about the things that you're weak at, there may be an opportunity that opens up for you, because people understand that that's a strength that you want to focus on, and there may be a leader within that company who can help you get better at that weakness, right? So if you're upfront about that, sometimes that can open the door for you. So yeah, guys, I hope that this video helps you. If it did, you already know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.